Alright, what's up guys, we're back to another Grand Cross video, and boys, it's finally here, the Water Highschool DxD collab will look like in Grand Cross. Now before we get into it, I gotta say some things before we start. Firstly, on the timeline right now, you can skip to the parts that you want to see. For example, the characters, the events, the costumes, the stamps, all that good stuff. The loading page, all that stuff pretty much. Just go ahead and skip it to the parts you want to see. Before we do skip, I gotta say, firstly, thank you all for the support in the last Black Clover one. Unreal. Like, actually, it blew my expectations away. 60k views, I believe it's on right now, and over 2k likes, or just 2k likes, which is like, boys, it's mad. Thank you all. Like, seriously, like, this is, the video took quite a while to make, around 3 weeks to make. Even this one took even longer, probably. So I do appreciate the support, and hopefully you can do the same for this video. If we can hit 1k likes, which I know is quite a lot, but I know this video is probably going to get quite a bit of views because a lot of people wanted to see it. So yeah, if you can, please hit the like button. To not even show support for the video, but the effort as well for the people who helped with this video. I'll get into that in a second. But boys, I gotta say, this is all fake, of course, if you are new. It's very similar to my Black Clover one. We make cards, we try, or I try to make it look real as possible. So I know people can be fooled by it, but that's not my intentions. Obviously, I want to look as real as possible, so it shows what it would like, because a lot of animes aren't going to be actually coming to Grand Cross because they can't. So I thought, might as well make a series on it, show what it would like if they ever did, and this is what it's for, right? So, yes, it's fake. Now, quick shout out to 2 people. One person, he's going to remain anonymous. You know who you are, thank you, lad. You know what you did. And also, as well, big shout out to SDSGC, who is an actual YouTube creator, another creator that's been around the community now, who makes jukebox themes, which unfortunately I cannot use. He made the second opening of the Highschool DxD, so if you want to go check it out, I'll leave it in the top left over there where you can go look at it and check out the jukebox and actually use it for yourself in game if he's giving out the code. I'm not too sure yet. The jukebox theme is actually so good I cannot even use it in my videos because it's actually going to get claimed. So what I've actually done is I found another one online, not the best one, but it gets the job done. It's the Highschool DxD opening 1. Not the best. I still recommend checking out SDSGC one, who's a lot better. It took a lot more effort into it. And yeah, this one, I can't get away with copyright, so I can actually use it. So boys, hope you enjoyed the video. As always, thank you all for supporting like all my other videos in the past as well. We just hit 10k subs and literally about to hit 11, which is I didn't even get time to celebrate. So on the 15th, which is going to be a massive live stream, I'm going to get into that later on in another community post, not to make this video too long. But boys, thank you all. If you can, I guess seriously, boys, I appreciate the effort and the support that on the last few videos now. If you can do the same for this one, I'll greatly appreciate it. And yeah, leave a comment what you want to see. Now, I'm not going to say the highest comment or like the most commented anime will win the next or be the next video. I have something planned already, but do leave a comment with what you want to see, and also any criticisms towards the characters. Let me know what you would have done differently, what you would have picked, because I know a lot of people wanted Konako. Is that her name right? I know a lot of people wanted to see her, but I want to limit myself to 4 characters, and I am a bit biased, so I did pick Xenovia over her. But boys, not to make the video too long, hit the like button, share with your friends, do everything to support this video, because yeah, not too many people, actually no one's doing these videos because they take too long. It took like 3 to 4 weeks to make this, but yeah, I'm getting to it now. So boys, thank you all, enjoy the video, and yeah. Okay, so let's get into it then. Firstly, we have 4 characters. Obviously, every collab right now typically follows the same trend of being at 4 characters. Now, I do think, obviously, since Issei, he can't really be 2 characters because he only needs 1. We do have 4 SSRs, which would be the standard thing from now on, I assume, right? Because, yeah, a lot of characters do deserve an SSR rarity, which obviously can evolve to UR. Now, I did say at the start of the video that I did skip or I did miss out on Konako, so my apologies, but I think you may appreciate Xenovia, because I definitely made her kit definitely more interesting. So firstly, let's start with this. You load to the game for the first time and you see this wallpaper. It turned out quite well, not too bad to be fair. Obviously, you got the main characters, you got the Sins on the left side. I do like what I did as well, where you can see like Xenovia and Escon in the background. They both look like they're holding up their thing. It looks kind of sick in my opinion, to be fair. And obviously the big baddie in the background, you have Valley, is that his name? The white or blue dragon? I can't remember. I think it's the white dragon. Of course, he'll be the main villain, but he's not a character because, yeah, you don't really need him in the game. But he is a villain, so we'll get into that later on. But let's start off with the units, right? So let's start off with Issei. Okay, so starting off with Issei, we have the Welsh Dragon Issei Hyodo. Let's actually start off with on his skills. Obviously, you can see already he is a transformer character. Of course he is. He does have a his balance breaker, his boosted gear, of course he has to transform, and I think I did it pretty well, at least how I designed him. So let's just get into his actual stats and what he does. So yes, he is green. I just thought he suited him quite well. I do want like a mix of characters, and yeah, I definitely think he does deserve to be green. So firstly, you can see already he's a devil, but he is a demon though. So I thought they've probably follow the same trend, or hopefully not make them unknown. That would be a fat L because they'd be dead on arrival. But they did this with Eren. If you look at Eren in game when he transforms into a giant, or at least his Titan form, he does count as a giant. So I thought they might as well do the same thing here and make the devils be classed as demons, because so they can fit well with a Sotma Mediolis. Obviously he needs the love. So let's start off with his passive, Pelingual. If you know what this is, he can actually listen to the women's breast pretty much. So I thought, okay, let's run with that idea. Let's make it so every female on the field, he gets a 10% basic increase in stats. Now, this does count towards the enemies and also teammates. So, ideally, you want to run a full female team, which, to be fair, there's no female demons, right? Apart from Derriere. So, yeah, you're not going to be really running. But, to be fair, you are getting the boost from the enemy team too, so it's not too bad. You can get up to potentially, what, 50% basic increase in stats if everyone's running females, which is going to be quite massive to help him transform. For the second skill, I thought make it a little bit easier with his Dragon Shot, which is a massive beam that it's going to knock someone out. So I said, all right, cool, let's do the same thing, Elizabeth. Let's give him a stun. Quite low attack, but it's going to help him quite a lot to deal with, you know, the ult rushing, the stunning, to help him transform a bit. Then we have his iconic move, boys, the dress break. Now, I don't know how the animation will work, he does have to touch them first. But I thought, okay, well, since he's breaking stuff, let's break some skills. So inflict damage equal to 360% of the attacker to one enemy, depletes 2 ultimate gauge orbs, and it also deletes 2 of the enemy's target skills. So I believe this is the one green one Speed has, or is already a skill in the game. It works quite well. I do think this works quite well for the skill actually, because yeah, he's breaking dresses. Now obviously, of course, in game he won't actually break the dresses, he just breaks skills, but I think it works quite well. And honestly, I'd love to see the animation. Like I believe it's Halloween Gila that has the little click animation, which is so sick. And I think the boss version of what's the name, the Awakening Lady, does have it too. Like I just love the click animation, like especially when on a tier 3, the animation get pretty sick. But yeah, that's the second skill. Now he is transforming. So transforming characters just suck. So I believe in the future, one character in Grand Cross will get this skill and it'll be broken. So firstly, Eren lowers attack, where Camilla lowers is HP, right? So I thought, okay, how do we make this good? Let's lower the ultimate gauge. So what I said was, lower everyone's ultimate gauge, so a complete reset. This will make him good actually, because it will fully heal and it's complete reset. Because I think the problem with Eren was if you lower their attack and you have no skills, they just ult you next turn and you're dead. So it's literally it's pointless, right? So I thought, okay, well, if we lower everyone's ultimate gauge completely, depletes everything, right? But then it applies 1 ignite effect for every ultimate gauge depleted. So ideally, you want to make sure they have 5 each, so you can get 5 on each target, which will be broken. But then, to be fair, this will work quite well with Kyo. Like, imagine, what, 16, like 12 ignites on? Oh my god, it can be broken. But this, obviously, the ignite factor does go quite well with his next character when he does transform, which he does transform into his balance breaker. So here we go. He's now transformed, and his new passive, obviously, is boost. Bro, imagine, hearing the boost would be so sick. Now, obviously, Derriere's passive will work very well for this character, but obviously, we don't want to copy here. We want to do something a little bit different, a little bit more unique for the character. So I thought, okay, what we should do is increase attack by 10%, or 5 maybe, because he might get a little bit too much of it, for 3 turns. So obviously it's a little bit different. It's not going to go if we don't use a skill. For 3 turns, when the hero uses a skill, and also at the end of a turn. Maybe 10% is a little bit too broken, because you can average around 20% per turn. Which is, yeah, and with the ignites, it may be a little bit broken, boys. But maybe we turn that down to 5%, but for the sake of it, we're going to make it 10%. Okay, so for his first skill, to go with the whole Ignite theme, we have Sonic Impact Booster. Inflicts 450% damage onto one enemy and applies 3 Ignite effects. Same skill as Demon Meteos, the red one. So it's already in game. We already have the skill. It's very possible. But then, boys, this is the main damage dealer. Now, I don't want to make him too broken and give him a massive AoE effect and nuke the whole game. But we have Dragon Blaster. Inflict blaze damage equal to 4% attack onto one enemy, which does 25% extra damage per Ignite on a target. So, boys, single target damage. This is mad. You're going to see numbers with the skill. It's going to literally probably kill anyone on the tier 2 or tier 3 if they had 5 ultimate gauge depleted. So you have 5 ignites on. And if you have Kyo, that's also, it's going to have, what, 6 ignites. So you have 11 ignites on already. And then you can also apply more ignites on a single target attack if it doesn't already kill. Boys, this is some big boy damage. I do like how this works. Would it work in game? Maybe. If it gets going, it could work very well. But overall, a pretty good character. Probably one-shot most people, even with a few ignites on. But let's get into his ultimate. Nothing too special with the ultimate. I didn't want to pick 2 broken or 2 OP or even something new. So what we did was inflict shatter damage equal to 420% of all enemies. This is his Juggernaut drive. He transforms, does a massive AoE burst, shooting mad blue, green beams everywhere. Unreal damage. This is base. I think, is it King's ult? I'm pretty sure it's King's ult. And we already know King's ult when he does do damage. 6/6. It does kill people. So to have the extra ignites on, it's going to kill. Now, yeah, no AoE skill, because I do think it might be a little bit too broken. But yeah, that's Issei. Let me know what you think of him. I think it turned out pretty well. I do like, obviously, like the card arts, how I did for them. But yeah, let's move on to Rias. Okay, so here's Rias. Here's her skills. You can see she does have an stance skill, which can be very unique, and I think a little bit broken, depending how you look at it. But you definitely can avoid it, at least from a sense, right? But let's just hear me out before you start jumping to the conclusions here. Let me explain my idea behind it. So let's get into it. So let's go over the skills. Obviously, she is a Princess of Destruction, Rias. She is a demon, a devil, of course. Could match it. High class devil. Very pun intended there, high class. I mean, that's what she is, right? But it suits the passive. So at the beginning of the match, take flight and evade all physical attacks. When evades, increase ultimate gauge by 1. Limit to 2 times. Now, they could limit the flight mechanic for like 1 or 2, 3 turns even, so you can kind of avoid her. But the whole gimmick behind this is because she does have wings. She is a devil. She is a demon. She can fly. Now, I'm very surprised no one's done this yet in game. This is very similar to like how the Grey Demon works, where he's flying and he evades all physical attacks. But unlike this skill or his passive, she'll only evade it for 2 times. And to get her on the floor, of course, you have to attack her twice. You have to waste 2 physical attack skills. You can still damage her with range attacks, which is works very well with Darieri's commandment, where you take less damage for like 35% from range attacks. So yeah, she could be sort of a tank. And it goes well with a second skill, which I'll get into in a second. So the first one, power strike damage equal to 475% of attack onto one enemy. Very similar, or literally the same skill with Sario. I thought might as well give her 1 powerful attack. And obviously she's a demon, so sort of could be like the Sario crit god of Demon Clan, right? Or the demon race. Okay, so next is casting, her stance skill. This will make the characters quite broken, or at least a lot more unique, and something that may not happen. I'm going to get a lot of criticism for this one, I think, in my opinion. So in the anime, she has this skill called casting. She can able to upgrade or move her pieces around, if you get what I'm saying. She obviously, like, they're kind of based on, like, what, chess pieces, right? So she's the queen. She's above the field looking down at her subjects and moving stuff around. So what she does is, this is a tier 3, by the way, so I'll explain the tier 1 and tier 2 in a second. Assume the stance for 3 turns, which swap places with 1 ally and evades. If attacked, increase stats of all allies by 20% for 3 turns. Now, if it's a tier 1, it would just swap with 1 character. If it's a tier 2, it will swap with 1 character, but then also evade. And the tier 3 will be the evade and also the massive increase in basic stats. Now, let me explain this. So when I say swap, it's an illusion. They cannot see who's been swapped, right? So on their screen, obviously, if Rias swaps with, let's say, Assault Meliodas, and then they attack Assault Meliodas, Rias will then swap into place and take his spot, and she'll be attacked, right? Which then, if it's a tier 2, she'll evade it. If it's a tier 3, of course, you'll get the basic increase in stats, what everyone would. But bear in mind, this wouldn't work against AoE attacks. AoE attacks will actually activate this. So in a sense, right, it's sort of a tier 3, if you get a tier 3 of the skill, you cannot use AoE attacks. You have to find them all. Now, obviously, of course, if Rias swaps with Assault Meliodas and then you attack Rias, then Meliodas gets attacked and he don't get evade. Only Rias does. So you kind of want to find the person you did swap with, and it makes sense towards the character, I think. So let me know what you think of this skill and if it made sense. Hopefully it did. Maybe I'll put a little graphic and show you how it works a bit. But I know this one could be kind of confusing, but hopefully it made a lot of sense here. It's sort of a decent skill to move characters around, works with the character. Okay, and for ultimate, you have Power of Destruction, which is inflict weak point damage or equal to 220% to all enemies. Weak point, obviously, she doesn't have any way to debuff, so you gotta run a debuff character with her, which I get into that later on with what's in Akeno. You'll see what she does. But yeah, overall, not the most powerful damage ult here, but I want to make it a little bit more balanced and give her a sort of a decent ultimate when you get going with a character, so you can't just put her on any team. You have to make I mean, to be fair, if you ever stop Meliodas, if they attack once, you get the weak point, it's calm. But yeah, that is Rias. So yeah, let me know what you think of her. Mainly the passive and also the second skill, because I think that's ones that make her sort of broken or maybe even bad. Let me know. I'm not too sure. Okay, so next is Akeno. Here are her skills. She does have a broken passive, which I think a lot of people would love to see it in game at least. Yeah, here's the skills. She's a debuff skill and also attack skill, and yeah, her ultimate looks pretty good. As you can see in her ultimate, which is gonna be a little disclaimer for her costume, she does transform. I did see in the anime at one point she puts on a massive barrier to trap him in, and she transforms here. So I thought it was similar to what's her name, Athena. She transforms in her ultimate, she gets her robe, which a lot of people may be disappointed about because they may want this to be an actual skin in game. But I thought I might as well make something a little bit unique for the ultimate. But yeah, let's get into the skills. Okay, so here we go. We have SSR, Daughter of Lightning, Akeno Hajime. That's how you say her second name. Of course, she's a devil, a demon race. Fallen Angel. She is a Fallen Angel, of course, which doesn't really suit the passive, but why not? Enemies with the effect Shocked will be affected against all attributes. So, yeah. You do have to get the ability off, so you have to keep on applying it, but it might as well. So she does have lightning magic, which of course is the first skill here, which obviously of course will apply the shock effect, right? Now a shocked isn't too bad of a skill, and it could be useful in a sense. This skill isn't going to be too much damage. It's of course just to apply the effect and then to make your whole overall team to be super broken, which will apply obviously her passive. But once she dies, the passive's gone. But then we have Ara Ara, of course her iconic phrase. Inflicts detonate damage equal to 40% of attack onto one enemy. This skill does broken damage. Like it's nuts. Now of course I should at the start. The skills, it doesn't really matter how they look. It depends on the stats. If she's got broken like crit damage stats, like high crit damage, this skill and like crit chance, this skill can be just a nuke anyone pretty much, right? Especially on like 5 ultimate game. But yeah, overall, that's 2 skills. Like I said, I kind of designed her passive around like just doing sort of decent damage, but kind of being like a bit of support, like a lot of damage dealer or a high damage dealer with her RR skill. But also the passive is kind of what makes her unique a bit by making the whole team benefit by having her. Now for the ultimate skill, it counters stances and buffs onto one enemy, inflicts damage equal to 409% of attack, and then stuns for 1 turn. This is the one I think Captain Medios has the SSR one, the green one. So the reason why I picked this one is because she's doing lightning magic. She's doing a massive lightning bolt of like strike onto someone, right? So I thought, okay, well, that's got to stun. You're doing a massive lightning bolt, it's got to stun someone. They're going to be dizzy afterwards, right? But yeah, that is Akeno. Now, obviously, my idea behind this was to pair it very well with Rias. That's kind of the whole point. And also the demon race, because they kind of need this stuff. But yeah, overall, not too bad. I know a lot of people commented saying they wanted like two AoE skills to make her like a broken character. But overall, I think it turned out pretty well. And yeah, I mean, depending on the stats, because she's got like high crit resistance, hard to take out like how Gopher is, then yeah, she's broken anyway. And last, we do have my girl, my favorite character in this series. We have Xenovia, who is, here's the skills, you can see it. She does have 2 damage skills, which can be actually cucked by Red Gopher. But you're going to get into it. Now, before I show you what she does, I did design her character based on a demon slayer, in a sense, or like an exorcist. So she's not a devil. Here you go. You can see it on screen now. With SSR Holy Sword Wielder Xenovia Quartet? I'm not too sure what it is. But you can see she's a race. She's a human. Now, I know later on in the series, and most of the series to be fair, she is obviously a devil, but I thought, you know what, since this whole thing is based on like season 1 to season 2, let's make it so she's an exorcist. She is a human character to make it a little bit more unique, and it's not all just devils and buffing up Assault Meteors and the whole demon race, right? So, okay, so hear me out with this passive, because it could be quite broken. So exorcist applies debuff immunity and also increases ultimate gauge by the number of different races on the other team. Now, it's only 1 race per like 1 buff pretty much. So if you have, you know, human, goddess, and also unknown, you're going to get the following 3 buffs. You're going to get 3 ultimate gauge and also get a 3 turn debuff immunity. So ideally you want to use a mono race against her. For example, Assault Meteors, the demon team, would be quite well. She's only going to get debuff immunity for 1 turn and also an extra 1 gauge, which to be fair, it's not too bad. And after that point, she's not too broken. But just the whole point, if they're going to go full-on different race against her, she does have a pretty broken skill here, which is a unique one. So inflicts Cross Crisis damage equal to 450% of attack onto one enemy. Cross Crisis is a new ability that is one of her skills, actually, at least from what I've read online. Cross Crisis deals 2 times damage against enemies with a different race. So, yeah, the best way to counter is to run a full mono team of humans. But yeah, overall, this damage is going to be unreal. Well, yeah, I can see the skill being a thing in game, not going to lie to you, lot. But yeah, overall, obviously, she's an exorcist. She wants to kill different races or exercise. Is that the word? Demons, devils. I mean, can you exercise giants? I don't know. But why not? We're making it fun here. The next one is Holy Sword Destruction. Inflicts shatter damage equal to 300% attack onto all enemies. Once again, this can be a mad damage depending on her stats. We saw, I think, Bellion, or was it? Bellion or Zarathus has this skill. I'm not too sure who it is. But yeah, both of them don't do too much damage. But once again, if she has broken stats, it's going to be quite mad. And then for, you know, the second skill, they can do something unique with this one. I hereby set you free. This is called the Rondo. Increase basic stats by 50%. Inflicts damage equal to 420% attack onto one enemy for 3 turns. Basically, the increase in stats, right? This is what Gallant and Mikasa have. Also, the single target version of Assault Melee's ultimate. But yeah, obviously, she don't need to do it. It's her massive swing attack. She don't need to do an AoE. So she does the single target. But what it could do, since she does get the sword, you can see in the actual picture here, is a different sword. But they could change it. Give her a different sword just for the 3 turns, or even after she ults. Could be pretty cool. Who knows? But yeah, overall, I do like the kit of this character. Ideally, she's going to be broken for the first, like, 3 turns if they do have 3 different races, so she can get ult. And you can't do nothing. She's going to get ult. She's killing someone. She's going to get the increased basic stats. And she can do some mad damage if the cross crack. Oh, my God. Imagine that skill in game on a tier 2 and a tier 3. Oh, it's going to be... With a Gopher buff? Oh, she's going to be nuking people. But boys, that is it for the characters. So let me know what you think of them. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I mean, it took a while to design the characters, so hopefully they were up to you lot's expectations. But that's no, we still have quite a bit to talk about, such as a stamp. This one wasn't made by me, actually. It was made by one of my friends online. And shout out to you, lad. You're probably watching this right now. Big up you. You know who you are. But I did miss out on doing one for the Black Clover one. I was so annoyed when I uploaded. I'm like, oh, crap, I didn't make one. So yeah, here's this one. I'm going to play a clip right now to show you what it looked like in-game, like actual PvP match. So I'll jump to cut to that now. But yeah, there we go. It took quite a while to edit that, but hopefully you appreciate the effort put into that one. Honestly, this one looks so insane. Obviously, it is, what's it, Issei, we're doing this little dress break, little click he does. I would have put in my intro, so you would have seen a little teaser of it already. But honestly, not too much to say about the stamp, apart from just showing you what it looks like and how it works in game. But yeah, honestly, the person made this outdone himself. It was unreal. Thank you, bro. I know you're watching this. I've probably said it a few times now. But yeah, I appreciate it. Okay, so next we did events. So we always get 3 events, if I remember correctly. You always get the story mode, and you get 2 little mini events that you can kind of farm. One of them being a boss fight, in a sense. So what I did was I got Valley, the white dragon, to be an actual boss again, going back to Ifrit. We haven't gotten a boss before in a while. So I thought, okay, well, they can make him one. Since he doesn't transform, I know he could transform in a found a boss, but there's no reason for him to do that. He's not big enough to be a Titan Conquest, so I thought, okay, you know what, it can be a boss fight, similar to like how Camilla is and like they do them stuff. So yeah, here's like the little loading picture of like you being invited. It's the best I could do really, because I can't actually show you models in game, but overall works pretty well. You can see the characters behind who you're playing with. You can see it's the Highschool DxD characters. You'll probably get a bonus for using them. But yeah, that is the boss. The next stage, I didn't make anything of this. I just put a screenshot because I can't really, I'm not sure what I can do for it. But I believe in the final season in Highschool DxD Hero, was it? It's the final season or the last season. They had like a 1v1 tournament. Now, similar to like the arcade mode where you had like you use a certain team, I thought it'd be interesting to do like a 1v1 mode where you send in your characters and you do 1v1. Of course, you have more skills. You can probably use 1 or 2 skills. But I do like the concept of this one. So that could be like another mode they could do. But for the story, I'm not really too sure what they can do. I guess they could do something like Rias teleporting. They randomly went to Britannia somehow. They could do one where they're traveling across with the cube. They can like just somehow get out to another dimension and be in Britannia. A lot of ways they could do it. I'm not really going to go detail. It's not really the part of the video. But yeah, that is it for the events. Now, lastly, we have the cosmetics, which is the last part of the video. Now, I'm not going to lie, trying to find outfits for characters, or at least for these units, would have been a little bit of struggle. Now, of course, you always have 3 outfits. I believe you have 2 URs and then 1 SSR, at least given for free. Typically, they make stuff up, so I'm guessing they will do that here as well. But let's start with Issei. At least for one of his SR ones, I'm guessing just because it's like the cheap one. He would just have his old costume. The one I designed, at least, he had this like his little actual brown outfit, where this like be a season 1 outfit, the one with the red and the white. For Rias, this is the one I actually could come up with, because she does quite a few. For 2 UR pieces, you have her devil costume, which you can see here. The next one will be the actual wedding one. And for the SR one, she'll have her gym costume she wears during one episode, I believe. And then, yeah, same for Akeno. I don't believe she wears too much stuff, at least if she does, she wasn't wearing it most of the time. But she could have her gym costume, of course. That'll be the SR one to follow Rias a bit. She could have the UR piece of like this dress she wears, her ultimate. Like I said, they could make that into an outfit, so I'll just put that for there now. And then for the second UR piece, I don't know, they could just make something up. And then Xenovia, once again, she doesn't really wear anything else apart from her school uniform and also her black outfit. So for the SSR piece, I assume they could make it, probably just give her the gym outfit again, like how Rias and Akeno do have. And then I guess for the UR one, they could give her the school uniform, since she wears it when she's the devil, so that's why she don't start off with it. But yeah, they could give that to her. And then for like for like her next piece, they could make something that suits an exorcist. I don't know really too much, but yeah, boys, that is it for today's video. I finally got it out. I've been aching to release this for so long now and finally got around to doing it. But hopefully you appreciate the effort put in this video and all the time that me and also Spirit and also the guy who made the stamp put into this video. So hopefully you do appreciate it. If you can leave a like, I'll greatly appreciate it. Of course, I did it in the intro. But yeah, let me know what you think of the whole characters, the whole event, the whole story, the stamp, all that good stuff. But yeah, I think that's it for today's video. Like I said, it's always weird to end these videos because like I've worked on it for so long, I don't know how to end it. But thank you all for supporting the Black Clover one. Thank you for supporting this one if you are going to do that. Big shout out to people who did help me out with this video as well, and also the people who kept leaving comments. I know there were a few of you that kept like it motivated me to keep doing it, man. Doing this like for 3 weeks, not seeing any progress in terms of like, a video is quite stressful, and I'm happy to release it. But yeah, boys, if you can, please leave a like, because it will ease my feelings a bit, because yeah, these are quite stressful videos to make. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and yeah, this has been Highschool DxD What If collab in Grand Cross. Thank you all for watching, and peace.